Do you think you missed out on being a child due to trauma?
I don't know what a childhood is like. I don't I don't ever remember. I don't ever remember being a child or ever being treated like one. I thought I had to grow up quicker than I did, and I really wanted to because I wanted to be in control of my own life. I wanted to be in control of my own safety. I wanted to get the fuck. I wanted to get the fuck away from the people because I couldn't trust nobody. Because I was not looked at as a child. I was looked at as burden. I was looked at as a liar. I was looked at as nothing. But when I acted out, people saw that. They saw that. If I stole something, they saw that. But they didn't see the fact that they didn't provide it. Right? They saw if I got disrespectful with somebody, but they didn't see how I was disrespected. They saw how I was hypersexual, but they didn't see how I was being looked at as a grown ass woman at 8 and fucking 12, 16 years old by people who were supposed to give a fuck about me. Nobody has made him take accountability. Nobody has ever made him take accountability for what the fuck he did. The child is who feels like she was not safe. And the part I don't understand is how you have to be so strong as a child when you don't even know how. You gotta be strong against people who are supposed to guide you, people who are supposed to protect you, people who are supposed to care enough about you to defend you, to ask questions, to help you seek help if you need it. They didn't do that. My stepmother took orange fabric scissors and cut the tip of my thumb off and let it run up under the water. How she ran my head into the fucking foot post. Nobody saw these things, but they saw when I acted out. They saw everything I did. They saw all of the negative things they wanted to see about me and nothing positive. So I didn't have a childhood that people would want to call a childhood. My childhood was spent in isolation, defending myself, and trying to prove that I was good enough to be around these people that didn't give a fuck about me. Our stepmother had beat us so bad, and mainly my baby sister, to where she had this blue belt because she was in the Air Force, and she wore this blue belt with this silver buckle on the end, and I can't remember what we did. Whatever we did, she beat the hell out of us, and me and my sister had to go to school the next day. And before we had to go to school, She prepped us on what it was we needed to say. And one of the main things she said was, y'all don't want to get me in trouble. They will take y'all away from me. She told us, don't say what happened. This is a person that prided herself on teaching us to tell the truth. So we get to school and I'm in class and the social workers came to my classroom to get me. And when they came, they started asking me, questions about what happened to my sister. And automatically I'm trying to process the lie that I was already told to give. My sister had already told them that our mother did it. And my sister had a gash. She had a gash on her face, on the side of her face. And when we got home, she looked at us and she said, y'all can lie any other time. Why couldn't you lie now? What the fuck were we supposed to do? Trauma definitely affected my childhood because I couldn't figure out what the fuck my reality was. My aunt of my cousin made me give him oral sex at 8 years old. When I told her, she told me that I was dreaming, and or maybe he thought that I was his girlfriend. Not one time did she ask me if I was okay. Not one time did she address her son to tell him what he did was wrong. This same aunt, because some fruit snacks were gone in her house, put me in between her legs. And her daughter came and balled up my fist. And she took a lighter and burned my knuckles. The stepmother at the time never even addressed her sister for what she did. Apparently I deserved it. You don't sign up for trauma, childhood trauma is brought to you, is placed in your lap. And there's nothing you can do about it. Even when I tried to run away and I tried to take my baby sister with me, I was 12. And my stepmother came outside and me and my baby sister were hiding behind a car. And she called her name and told her to come here. And told me I can go wherever it was I was going. But my sister wasn't going. I went to my babysitter's house, who was across the street. My stepmother came and threatened her and told her she would call the police on her, cause her to lose her Section 8 if she allowed me to stay there. I spent my whole childhood scared of everything, of not doing anything right, of not pleasing people the way that they wanted to be pleased of turning out just like my biological mother, because that's what they told me I would be. And they told me I wouldn't be shit, and I started to believe it. I didn't look at life as if I was a kid. I didn't know how. I walked in rooms where people looked at me funny, where people judged me based off of what my abusers said about me. Nobody came and sat and talked to me to ask me anything. I remember isolation, disrespect, mental, physical, emotional, and sexual abuse that I couldn't get away from, no matter whose house I was at. And anytime I spoke up, I had to get out. I was the problem. I had to mute everything and pretend like, or go with the narrative that I was the problem. I was told, oh, we love you. And then those same people that claim to love me and claim to be there for me were the same people who took that love away from me, who distorted what that love should be like, who made that love conditional. And those conditions, according to them, were never met. So I spent a lot of time trying to prove myself and failing at it miserably because my mental health was under attack. I didn't have a childhood. I spent my childhood praying to be grown. I spent my childhood praying to get the fuck out of those situations.